Hi and welcome to the first tutorial of Goal EM, our crowd simulation tool. To start, you go to Programs, Goal EM, and click. Now, as soon as you click the as soon as you click on the Goal EM tab, automatically it opens Maya. Since Goal EM is a plugin which runs as a piggyback on Maya, so clicking on that opens Maya. And yes, Goal EM is available only in the 64-bit version of Maya. We don't have a 32-bit Goal EM. Alright, so Maya is open. You can see there is a tab called Crowd over here, which is for the time being empty because obviously the plugin has not got loaded here. You go to Setting Preferences, Plugin Manager. If you scroll down, you will find glmcrowd.mll. You click on Loaded here, and the tab gets populated. We can see the different options that are present here. Alright, we'll come to each of these one by one. Sorry. For a crowd simulation to start, the first thing that is required is to load a character which is already smooth bound with its skeleton, and obviously it has got certain animation. So I'm going to load up one character here. It's a generic character. Just wait for it to load up. Yeah, here we are. This is a very simple character which I have created, which is having a very basic run cycle. Yeah, so this character was animated and it has been rigged using an FDIK setup. So I just come here, show joins, so you can see the joins here. It's a 16-frame run cycle. We'll just play this and see. It's a very basic, very generic run cycle. But one more thing, when you're working with crowds, obviously you don't have to go into a lot of high res and high detailed animation because the LOD is going to be quite low. So we've got this character running here on the screen. First and foremost, what we need to do is we need to create a file which is going to store this rig data. Okay, so to do that, what you need to do is just open up the outliner here and bring up your root joint. You can see this, my root joint is here. So I'll open up this option here, okay, which is going to save my character in a Goal EM format. Alright, so what I do is I select my character root joint here and I click on Load Selected Skeleton. Automatically it is going to ask me what is my up axis and what is my front axis. Now if you see the characters here, my character is facing towards Z, so front axis is Z, that is fair, and obviously my up axis is Y. So this needs to be checked very carefully. Once we've finalized on this, click on OK, and you can see your character is here. It's very simple. From here onwards, you just click on Auto Compute Skeleton Mapping, and here you can see it has picked up those root joins with their specific names. Now if you see here, my character, I have got this character as character 1 control right leg. You can see here he has picked up the hip, he has picked up the right leg, the left leg. Obviously here we have picked up the spine. Here we've got the neck as well as the right arm and the left arm. So my skeleton mapping is fairly done. Once this is done, I have to save this file. Okay, so I click on Save Character File and go to my desired location, and I'm going to give it character and save. So my character file is saved. Once my character file is saved, next I go to motion. Okay, so what we need to do here is we need to load a motion file, or we need to pick up the motion from the skeleton. As I've already shown you, my character is animated, so I need to pick up this motion. Click on Load Motion from Skeleton. Obviously before that you need to again reselect your root joint, load motion from skeleton, and here you can see that they have picked up the channels. See, channel 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, it has picked up the channels now. Now once this has been done, all you need to do is save this motion. Now again, this motion is saved in a different file. So I'm going to give this my name run1.gmo and I'm going to hit an enter. So this saves the motion. Now along with the motion, we need to save a file known as motion mapping, which is going to connect my motion with a skeleton. So again, with my joint selected, root joint selected, I'm going to click on compute motion mapping. So it's going to ask me to pick up the motion file. I'm going to pick up the same run1.gmo which I just saved, and I open. So you can see now all these channels which were earlier red in color have become green, because this is right now back to the correct bones. Sorry. So once this is done, we can save the motion file. So I'm going to save this motion map file here. I'll just go ahead and replace. So let's just take a quick look on what all we did. We first created a skeleton mapping by selecting the skeleton. Then we created a motion file by selecting the skeleton. Then we created a motion mapping by selecting the skeleton. Now once the motion mapping part is done, after this we move ahead to the next part. Now we have just saved these files, so we can just close here. Right. Now if you see here, there is one more form of file known as a crowd asset manager. It opens from here, the first click here, assets manager. Now what the asset manager does is basically tells what are the kind of mesh types that is going to replace my crowd delegates. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just click on plus to add a new item according in my asset manager. Now as soon as I click here, it says please select the root joint of character in Maya first. So we need to select the root joint. So I select the root joint here. Yeah, so my root joint has got selected now. After selecting the root joint, again I click here. It will ask me to give a name to my character. So let's say I give it a name Zoo. Okay, so as soon as I do that, it is saved here. I get a new group called geometry. So I have loaded the skeleton. You can see additional data, skeleton, root, character 1. So the skeleton data has got loaded onto my asset manager. Now I need to load the mesh data. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a new group here. I'm going to just select my mesh first, and I'm going to take a new group here. And I'm going to give it the name body. So you can see it has taken polysurface 7. That is the name of my mesh. So it has taken polysurface 7 under body. Now come to rendering type, and I'm going to add a rendering type here. Sorry, my rendering type, again I'm going to select my character Zoo. Once I've done that, I'm adding a new crowd rendering type, an entity which is going to say that this is the mesh which is getting rendered. So I add here, and again I need to connect this rendering type to my body. So I'm going to click here. It's going to tell me assets group. This is my assets. Inside my assets group, I have got this group which I made body. Select it, click on OK. Again my polysurface 7 is here, which is saying mesh asset. Right. So now what we need to do is we need to export this entire network as an FBX. So I'm going to click here. Sorry, I'll say my Zoo as an FBX character file. Click on save. It gives me a warning. Let's just check what the warning is. Yeah, that's on the effectors, not an issue. Just close this. So my FBX has got exported. I'm going to save this CAM file. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and rename this. So it's run crowd 1, and I save it. Now these are all the assets and files which I needed to start with the crowd simulation. Now I will load a new scene. I don't require the scene, just close this. Now let me just increase it to 500. Okay, I'll be adding a plane first, just to give me the feel of a terrain. Now obviously you can do a lot of things with terrain as far as crowd is concerned, Godaim is concerned, because You can set up obstacles, you can set up attractors. That's a whole new segment to it. We will just come to that later on. Here I'm just going to take a generic plane to act as a floor for my crowd. Now once I've taken this, I'm going to come to crowd here and pick population tool. Okay, what the population tool does is it emits crowd in the form of Maya particles. Now every crowd element that we'll be seeing is actually going to be a Maya particle. So just click on this. I'll click and drag wherever I want to place my Gaulium crowd, and if I open my attribute editor, I've got a slew of attributes here. As you can see, number of particles is 5. I'm going to just bring this up. I can take this up to any number I want. Alright, this is radius of the display which you see. Yeah, right. Distance is how much distance you want them to spread out. You can give them a noise value so that they don't look very arranged. Okay, so that's what we have. We've just spread out my crowd delegates here. I'm going to come down and click on emit particles. What this does is it is going to convert each of these notations which you see here, or these icons which you see here, into a Maya particle. So click on emit particles and you can see a new Maya particle has been created. You can always check this out in the outliner. You've got this particle here. Now once you've done that, with these same particles selected, click on crowd field. What this crowd field does is it is going to connect these particles with my crowd. So I've got a crowd field here. Okay, now I'm going to pick up a crowd type entity node. Okay, so I've got a crowd. Okay, this is giving me an error on the graphic card. Not a problem here. Just click on your entity type and browse. This is where we are going to add our character. The first character which we saved as per our skeleton mapping. We take character.jskm as a file and we open it. Right? So this file has got loaded here. Now what we need to do next is we need to connect. Before anything, let's just hit a play and see what you can see. We have got these bones standing here. Okay. Now you can always just bring it down. So we've just toned down the scaling here. That's all. So this is what we have. We've got these animation bones coming on. Now what kind of display you will get here can be set by clicking on this entity type surface 1, and here you've got display mode. Now right now my display mode is set to animation bones. We can also view our real characters here. The character which I am trying to replace here, we can do that also, but again that is going to be quite intensive on your resources. So we're going to just stick with animation bones now and move ahead to loading the motion which we saved here. Right, so here if you look here, this is your behavior editor. Behavior editor allows you to add behavior to your crowd. So if you open the behavior editor, I've got here entity type shape 1, which is my crowd element. I'm going to double click here, which shows right now my behavior editor, it is empty. It doesn't have anything extra in it. So I'm just going to take this basic motion shape and I'm going to double click on this, and it is going to ask me to load the GMO, the motion file which I had saved. So I'm going to add run1.gmo over here, open. Okay, here you can see I have added my motion file. Now I need to add my motion mapping file. So I click here and add my motion mapping file. Let us rewind and let's play. So you can see now that entire motion which I had is replicated onto the crowd. This was a very basic and fundamental setup of how to add motions to a crowd. We will wrap up this tutorial here. The next tutorial is going to have on how to add meshes here and render them to get a final output. Thank you.